Wow, you got the music locked in. I'm learning. Live viewer comments show up on this window. This is an example.
Maniacs! Holy crap! I had to do that because we didn't have the intro music, and this is not
You didn't
shared.
have to do that at all.
I've wanted to though,
But
and
this
isn't that what matters? You can't comb me.
Anyways,
Gotcha.
back to the
Maniacs, welcome. We are at Salt Tier 127. Is that the right number?
Something like that.
Damn, we're old.
Yeah.
But welcome to the middle-aged podcast for the video games. Brought to you proudly and very energetically from the Soundcasting Network brew of podcasts. Not coming to you from South Lake Union in Seattle in Studio 212, but coming
Obviously.
to you from... Hey! Maybe one day we'll get that, okay? Maybe one day. One day. But
I'm not leaving my house ever.
Nah.
Make me.
I like working from home. I ain't leaving.
What's that Japanese word for like shut-ins?
Hermit?
Oh, what do they call them? I know what you're talking about. Actually, let me turn this around. So I can find
Yeah,
it.
kukoku, hikikomori. Hikikomori. It's people that are just they just want to live in that world forever, baby. And that's all. No, we're coming in from our homes, yes, and we are happy to be here. And we have so many wonderful people chiming in. Sorry we've been gone so long. We had a heat wave, then we had a Sage gone, then we had a Savoring sick.
I was
and
sick. Yeah.
And then we had we currently have a Sage gone, which is fine because she's got her own damn life, for crying out loud.
Did I just show up?
Did what?
Ryan.
Nothing. Sorry,
Right.
sorry everyone. This is the Saverings here, and I have admin privileges on Stream Deck. So if stuff pops up and looks weird, it's because I'm hitting buttons. All right.
No idea what's going on.
Yeah.
Okay. And let's get this out of the way. And when I say out of the way, let's celebrate this. We are very, very proudly brought to you by Voodoo Ranger IPA, baby. B Corp certified, employee owned, and it is beer. And beer is great. The Voodoo Ranger family is brewed with trend-setting hop and malt varieties and served to the side of sarcasm. Let's just say Voodoo Ranger doesn't take himself too seriously, and neither should you. The bottom line is, if you're looking for innovative IPAs that are hop forward and occasionally hazy, the Voodoo Ranger has your back. The entire family does. That is the family of New Belgium. Hold on. Hey! Oh, I don't have my nails. God.
Oh, he's gonna struggle with this one.
Hold on.
Where's your bar? Where's your bar key?
I know. Where's my bar key? Hold on. Cut a promo. Where's your
Anyways,
beer?
Meanwhile, while he's fucking that up, IPAs are still good. Voodoo Ranger IPAs is the best. Always drink that because hashtag Live Rangersly. My favorite is, I think Juicy Haze is probably my favorite. They're not really bitter. Oh, seltzer.
Dude, I'm having the Fruit Smash. And I think it chimes in a little stronger than the other seltzers.
Nice.
Because of course they would, because New Belgium be like that.
Yeah.
What's the number? Yeah. It's freaking great. And it also has higher calories than other ones because, they want it to taste good. So whatever. Deal with it. Contains alcohol. Thank you, New Belgium.
Definitely contains alcohol.
Yep. Anyway, so that's Voodoo Ranger in a nutshell. But back to, okay. I mean, I guess he's going to put that on. Cool.
He's pre-Cybo.
Oh, I'm not any part of Cybo. I'm not tough enough. But through recent events, I've become an even bigger fan of Pit Viper sunglasses.
Nice.
Maybe one day we'll get sponsored by them.
Yeah, blessed be thy shades. And this will be actually a topic that's not on the topic list there, V-Dash, because we need to talk about this. Did you hear about the news with Pit Viper?
No, I did not.
They're in a fight against alt-right conservative neo-Nazis to not wear their glasses when they're doing videos. And they're like, we're going to reclaim it. It's like, bitch, this is our company. And we're going to try to get, they're trying to discredit anybody that makes this anywhere near associated with any of those hate mongers. And recently on social media, they've been featuring more POC models wearing their gear, and they are right out there fighting the good fight and making spectacular sunglasses.
Let me tell you, they don't like coloreds on the commercials for Pit Viper from the alt right. So let's see how that goes.
I'm a weirdo. I'm a capitalist. Like, buy my shit. I don't care. Does your money spend? I will take it, and I will give it away. And I'll give it away to charity. I'll take your money and I'll give it away to whatever. But I still took your money.
Yeah.
Yeah, they just don't want that association, which you can understand.
Oh yeah, for sure.
You know, New Balance did the same thing, and they're like, whoa, whoa, whoa. And the same thing happened with Fred Perry, but Fred Perry went hard because, you know, all the Proud Boys.
What was there was another brand too that happened to. What was it? I can't remember. It'll come up in the middle of the show, I'm sure.
But long story short, they don't mess with.
Yeah. They were like, whoa. Yeah, I get that.
No, freaking all.
But at the same time, I'll have a link to my storefront in it in my disclaimer. that's all I'm saying.
So now to introductions. Now that we had a big old 6-minute intro, we had to get that out of the way. It's been a minute. I got a lot to say. I am Loud and Brown, at Loud and Brown on Instagram and Twitter, and I can actually say this proudly, and everybody can attest to it. I am very often on stream. I mean, on Steam and PS4.
You have been. I have been seeing you on there.
Because I play Guilty Gear, baby.
Forcing to play his computer games.
Yep.
Yeah, man. And it's a fantastic thing. And on those platforms, I am Gross Steph with a PH. And then we're going to go down to Cambodia. And who do we got?
On the way.
Whoa, that's racist. First off, my name's Nathan.
Why'd you aggress him like that, Loud, bro?
Hi, Dathan.
Yeah, why did you give me that microaggression? I did not appreciate that microaggression.
I also love the no ats. It's just your name. Don't find me on any socials. My name is Dathan.
My name's Dathan. Just that's it. I play Guilty Gear now.
He said that with the straightest of faces.
I know. Oh my god. Which is funny because when he was in film school, he was behind the scenes, and he's such good on-camera acting. All right, we got no socials to follow, so we'll move over to
go to this one. Go to this.
Hello, everyone.
Old man.
Yes, old man saverings. ... I should change it to that, shouldn't I? I really should change it to that. Just old man saverings.
Watching you struggle to put your headphones on and watch you twiddle knobs was painful.
Because it was
old sage saverings.
Because it was working. I haven't touched my rig in 3 weeks because this is the 4th week I've been away. Well, now I'm back, so it's been a month today. But I haven't touched any of this since it worked the last time. So when I plugged it in today and it was all like, I can't hear you. Probably Windows updates probably broke it like 3 times probably.
Get ready. Windows 11 coming around the corner.
I've been messing with 11. 11 it's going to be a hot mess, y'all. I'm not out here to say anything. You form your own opinion.
Oh my God.
But the Windows, like every other Windows type thing. Yeah, it might be a thing.
Welcome to Windows fucking 11 or 7. All over again.
Yeah.
Nathan, what's gonna happen to my juice box?
It's gonna be fine.
With 11?
Actually,
you don't need 11. Don't update. Actually, your computer probably isn't strong enough for 11, which is weird to say.
Run anything
because 11 is like got these crazy high minimum requirements. I don't know what computer from the future 5 or 6 years from now everybody will have that already.
I see.
I mean, he's gonna be in the same situation where there was gonna be like Windows XP users well into 7, and it's gonna be like him on XP for like 8 years until they completely get rid of Windows 10.
I'll be honest with you. I'm hanging with Windows 10 until this thing goes into the ground because Windows 11.
Go with the future. Future's now.
Yeah, I'll wait. I'm sure 11 will be fine. A couple versions down the road of it, but right now, stick with your Windows 10.
Oh, we got people in the chat now. Hello, Hot Girls and Jick of Monte Cristo.
Yes, that is my neighbor there.
Thank goodness. What's up, Hot Ricky Girl? 16.
Yeah. We got Maddie.
Stoddy Too Hottie, the 4th Beatle.
Yeah, we got Maddie.
Welcome back. It's been
and
so
we got
long.
Jick.
Wonderful. Well, welcome, friends. We're starting off, and I guess we're starting off with my topics because that's the way we leveled it up. London with a Y. If you can queue up more Guilty Gear Strive video.
I will. I mean, I will. I mean, London will.
Yeah, exactly. London. And she'll graduate one of these days. By the time she graduates with the credit, she's going to be like 35.
Yeah. See what we got here.
Oh, and thank God you do full screen. London doesn't always do that, if you know what I mean.
Yes. You want it fully?
Yeah, please.
There we go.
There you go. So, Maniacs, me and Dathan have been playing with some of our buddies some Guilty Gear Strive. We're way past the beta now. We're getting used to the lobby.
Oh,
More and more social media people are into the game, and it's a fantastic, accessible, good fighting game that does not happen that often.
Yeah.
It's either too easy or it's an anime fighter where it's 9 of the same character. I'm looking at you, Dragon Ball Z, and you're 7 playable Gokus.
Mhm.
And the way they teach you the game is great. If you're into music like me, the lore of it is kind of tight because of all the different. Oh God,
The presentation
Reaction
really cool.
Super, get the fuck out of here! Yeah, and it's the most beautiful game. It's so good looking.
The timing is great too because there's not a whole lot coming out now. Everybody's got their favorites they're playing, so it's good that there's a new one to come out.
Correction. There
What's
have
up?
been games, but the timing is right because of several elements. Not only is it a solid game, it's a solid game with good netcode. You usually only get one or the other. Street Fighter's netcode is terrible, and so is Dragon Ball. The netcode for Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite is good, but people bailed on that game. You see what I mean?
Yeah.
And
It was
then
not
this
good.
game came out before everybody got vaxxed. You know, we got it right at that point, like March, April, in the betas and stuff.
Mhm.
So it had that hot Goldilocks era to just be the king of the castle. And I really need to hear from Dathan, who doesn't normally play video games. Why does this draw to you so much?
First of all, I'd say Dathan is committed. I see that dude on all hours of the day and night gaming.
that's my roommate. First off, he does not speak for me, and I don't speak for him.
Okay, your roommate's playing on your account there.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's kind of an asshole. So, what are you gonna do about it?
Does he wear glasses
Anyway.
like this?
He's unlocking Steam cards for you though.
I mean, he's doing a lot of things on my account, and he keeps figuring out passwords. So, gonna have to figure something out soon.
Dathan,
Anyways.
your password should not be Dathan. There's step 1.
Well, you don't get to tell me about my home security system. I get to decide that. But I would say Guilty Gears. I guess ramp into understanding how combos work is probably the best I've ever seen in any fighting game that I've ever played. Like I can actually execute a combo, and when the game starts getting fun for me is when the execution phase levels out. So first I'm using a hitbox, so like my execution's a lot more consistent than it is with a just regular joystick.
And for the
And then-
maniacs at home, can you please explain what a hitbox is?
Here, I'll fucking show it to you, goddamn blind people.
Hey, look
This is
at
a
that.
hitbox.
Stock
all
colors.
buttons. Yep, all
Surprise.
buttons, no stick. So
I'm a little
all you gotta
surprised-
do.
I'm a little surprised you went. You're still on stock buttons.
Yeah, what's this?
I'm getting a new mod.
What's this,
coming
Loud and Brown?
soon.
You want to explain this? The little cutaway to the little 8-bit side scroller stuff that's going on in this game.
That is the way you. That's your fight lobby. That's how you walk up to people and you ask if they'd like to fight. Also, the way they set the ranks is you're on what is it? A tower to heaven.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's well, you cut me off, but anyways, I'll fill it in. The floors themselves are what they are, is how you dictate like the initial rankings. So it goes from 1 to 10, and then there's a celestial floor, which is where like your top tier, literally, because you're in the celestial heavens, and that's where I'm trying to get to. The highest I managed to get to is at level 10. Just last week before I got fucking squashed back down to 9.
I believe Goon's in the celestial floor.
Yeah. I mean, execution's everything. For me, once you get past the execution phase, then I'm understanding what it is to play the mix-ups and the mind games.
The up and down game. Also,
Yep.
yeah,
But I'm not doing finesse advanced combos. Like a majority of the fighting games I've played, I couldn't understand the combo timing windows, and so after a while, your skill will just cap off because there's only so much poking you can do
Sure.
before like you just get out cleaned on someone who can successfully get a bread and butter combo on you for like 30% of your health. This one, like I feel like there's an ability for me to have a very forgiving combo window, and then it's up to whatever I do. And then they have a lot of mechanics that help you balance the battle through like a canceling process and kind of deflection or parry and some more finesse finer detail parts of the video game or the game system overall. I could go into it more, but I'd rather just let people figure that out.
Yeah,
it's got a really nice tutorial that will teach you everything about that game, because I didn't know shit about that game going into it.
Got it.
nice.
Right. So play the tutorial and then get a couple single player rounds in you, and then run into the darkness of the internet.
Nice. All right.
So, that's Guilty Gear.
I mean, I'm already liking. I already like video games. I mean, sorry. I already like fighting games.
I left him fucking speechless. Look at that. Slap the taste out of his mouth.
I mean, you're not wrong.
Yeah. It's really weird for him to hear me sing about a fighting game, because I don't play them at all. I only play shooters. So if that game doesn't have like a gun in it, I don't want it.
Gotcha.
And this game doesn't have a gun in it yet. The last one, Guilty Gear Xrd, did have a gun type character, and she was bananas. She had several executions that would put a crosshair on your screen.
Mm-hmm.
Her name was Elfelt. She is the sister of, oh my god, Gigantic Gun Girl.
Yeah, there's a gun. Well, it's a sword gun, really. It's,
the sword. Sorry, Gigantic Sword. Ramlethal. Ramlethal's sister is a gun DP, like a DPS fighter. I'll show you clips later. But moving on, because we just went the minutes to check out Guilty Gear. It's freaking great. Speaking of fighting games, though, our friends over at Bonus Round had their first in-person tournament. London, I'm trying to tee this up for you, and they even have a sizzle reel on how well it did. Big shout out to Goon PNW about all the entrants. He had to raise the cap on it twice because it kept filling out. I mean, Seattle Tekken goes pretty hard. Oh, there we are. There we are. And here's a little sizzle reel. There you go. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, look at it. And I guess Trinity Nightclub had masking mandates, but look, in all its glory, we're back with the KI shirt. Was that our boy Scorpio? Scorp? That was Scorp. And super proud of him. I can't wait to go to the next one. I wasn't able to get time off to be to this one in person. This one was for Tekken 7. And I believe the next one's going to be for Guilty Gear Strive. So really excited for that. And actually, Dathan, is your roommate excited to play Guilty Gear Strive in person? Or is this...
No, he doesn't like people.
Oh, okay. What about you?
I'm the same way. That's why we're roommates.
You're just gonna be locked up in there in Chateau de Saibo.
I don't know why people keep giving my house a weird name. It's just my house.
Oh,
no,
it's called.
You're talking to my roommate too much. You need to stop doing that.
He's a great man. He's a great man.
You need to stop doing that.
But yeah,
not good for you.
Big ups to Bonus Round. Very proud of you. And thank you to Voodoo Ranger for helping support that and making that tournament happen. They, I believe, had a beer hall and everything. They had a little beer garden, so people could be there on the premises having a pint.
He said he'll go there if he can be there shirtless.
Oh, I believe that's going to be okay.
Okay.
And then my last main topic for the day is want to talk about some Overwatch crossplay, because this is freaking wild. I was on the other night, and I had one of our homies, Luke Nasty, message me while I was playing Overwatch on PlayStation 4, and I got messaged through BattleNet, and it's happening. Overwatch is officially one of the more widest reaching shooting games out there. Colorful characters, pickup and playability, and this is all like the hottest clips from crossplay throughout the week. And I think this is the future for online gaming. Like you got to make it accessible. Hopefully Arc Systems has the money to be able to do this too, because I would love to play with my PC, my PlayStation and Xbox friends that picked up Guilty Gear. Like I want to
Guilty Gear on Xbox.
Oh, it's just PlayStation and PC?
Pretty sure.
Wow. Well, yeah, but I got some buddies on PlayStation, and I can't play them. But soon. I think it's doable because this happened retroactively. These obviously came out on all different platforms, and they made it crossplay. It wasn't like Fortnite where that was the design.
Yep, not on Xbox, but on Microsoft Windows.
Tight. I'm
But
excited.
PlayStation 4 and 5 have been represented.
Yeah, crossplay needs to just be the standard.
It's gonna be the new standard. Now that we're done with the
somebody tell that to Sony, please.
I know. Now that we're done with the really greedy early 2000s where everybody had, that whole console war, the way to make money was to have exclusive content. Now the way to make money is to make sure you have a cross-platform, enjoyable online experience.
So you can sell people on your live services so they can buy horse armor. Because if you're playing with your buddy on Xbox who's got horse armor and you're on the PlayStation and you see the horse armor, you're going to want the horse armor.
It's also all about OnlyFans. You want to be able to tell everybody on all the platforms about your OnlyFans.
There you go. Yeah, you got to hear about.
I need to see all the boobies right now. Don't even play the video game. Just shove it in my face.
Oh, no. That was a boop. That was a boop.
Killed by the heel.
But I guess, Loud and Brown, what's your kind of feeling with playing against actual PC players on PlayStation? Like,
I will be honest, I only played, I think, twice with PC players. So the way they do it is all the consoles are already on a separate server than PC. Because all the consoles combined aren't anywhere near what the PC player base is.
Because you get wrecked.
Well, yeah, you get wrecked, but there is a top 500 console player. And he's still top 500 with crossplay because this game is not so aim-oriented as it is game sense.
Yeah, I need to link this video that I saw. And there is like a top player. He plays his games, plays a lot of stuff on YouTube. And one day he was just like, hey, as a goof, I'm just going to play Overwatch with a controller. And he ended up just like destroying. And he was laughing the whole time. Like, you could do that on here?
Yeah, especially like look at this character. This is Doomfist. He punches. And his only gun is a shotgun. And it's just uppercuts. And there are people I know that play this game that prefer to use him with a controller over a mouse and keyboard, just the way he interacts.
Yeah, you're probably oversteering with the keyboard and mouse, huh?
Yeah, and with other characters like the snipers, you definitely want a keyboard and mouse. So that's what I did notice when I was playing against PC people is the snipers are so much scarier. Like you peek your head out, it's brat.
Yep.
And you're done. And what it does is it takes off your aim assist that you get on console when you play against PC. So when I play hit scans, I have a slightly harder time, but I also, I played a bunch of Halo and Call of Duty on consoles, so like I don't need the aim assist. I don't usually use hit scan characters anyway. So I love it. I'm all about it. More people to like this game. We'll see if they buy the farm and fuck up with Overwatch 2 or not. And
they have to try really hard for that to fail.
Yeah, they do have quite a fan base. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they're very forgiving too. So yeah, you're right. They'd have to really screw the pooch, like announce that it's mobile only or something.
Do you not have phones?
Right? All right.
Jesus. And that's all I got. Thank you, London. We are moving on to whatever an RTX 3080 is. What's a 3080?
This is a public service announcement more than anything.
You
basically,
get ready tomorrow because they're going to go back on sale in the States at any Best Buy near you.
And we're going to run this back.
Their local time.
And we're going to run this back. And the reason why this is happening is because China has basically outlawed cryptocurrency. So everybody was sucking up all the graphics cards. And it wasn't just them. It was other places. But the vast, like 60% of the world's GPU market, they were just drinking that in, trying to get set up those crypto farms for mining. And now they can't do that anymore.
Being made there, so
yeah,
might as well just skip the market.
Yeah, well now they're actually leaving. Yeah, so that's the crux of all this. So now graphics cards are actually coming back on the market.
So can you explain to the Zoomers what Best Buy is?
The Zoomers know what a Best Buy is because that's where they go to get their. Yeah, they do.
I mean, they're not like 100% on just pure internet stuff. Best Buy still has enough presence to be like, hey, I need to go get electronics, and I don't know any of the weird boutique electronic places.
Yes.
So
your kids know.
You go to Best Buy.
Yeah, the old folks know the Best Buy.
Your children, your child roommates know what Best Buy is.
No, like you said, like. I think they know what a Best Buy is because that's like literally like the only main store to walk into to do anything electronic now. Because all the competition's gone. There's no Circuit City. There's no Comp USA.
Fries
Gone. So
gone.
yeah. So Best Buy is like the McDonald's of electronics. So you're grounded.
Yeah,
So
you can't even get like any real good parts out of Best Buy. So
Yeah.
that's like the shitty part. Like the only thing that I'm hoping for is a Micro Center.
I will say
really
this though,
hoping
Best Buy has really stepped up their peripherals and like their mice and keyboard selection and all that kind of stuff. Not so much monitors, but like I was really surprised. I bought my NZXT 240 millimeter cooler there, and I was like, they sell this here? Like normally Best Buy just had like the air coolers and like whatever was like the bottom basement stuff. So yes, their selection has improved. I will give them that.
You can get gamer grade stuff. A lot of the Razer electronics.
My friends, I just realized something, and this is exciting. Maniacs, everybody listening, this will be my first PAX where I am regularly using my PC and will probably be shopping for more parts. Oh my God.
You gotta go to PAX COVID edition. I'm not going.
Yeah, I am, baby. I'm going to come back with COVID 2023. I'm going to have that new strain.
You're going to get that Delta variant.
I'm going to get the not Delta.
Delta, get it?
Delta, baby. Reps for Jesus. No, I gotta go and I'm gonna look for RAM, and I guess I'm only looking for
RAM at the show floor.
Sure.
I don't know.
What if I want RGB?
You really
RAM?
I mean, you could get it. I only see you getting keyboard, mice, cases, and that's about it for like the DIY stuff.
Yeah, I was going to ask you, Adam Brown, are you getting upgrades for your current computer?
Yes.
Because what you're getting for your current computer, they probably don't really sell in like stores anymore. It's like as far as like current stuff. I mean, they do because you're still using DDR4, but it like the speeds and stuff. You might have to like order some of that or go to like a specialty.
Am I gonna have to get a new motherboard?
I mean, eventually,
get a new everything.
Yes.
That's what happens.
That's okay. Yeah. Motherboards are what, $20-$30?
Timing that by like 15, 20.
Yeah.
Because motherboards over COVID got really expensive.
Because honestly, in your computer hardware wise, you're not really gonna upgrade it any further. As far as like you could probably put more RAM in it, you could put a slightly faster hard drive in it, a better graphics card, but only up to a certain point because then it's gonna start bottlenecking your CPU. So you're pretty much good in your computer.
The Apex.
So you're saying that I should go into raffles for an entire new tower?
Actually, you should wait until after the break, and we discuss what's coming after the break.
Let's do that.
Yeah.
But yes, we'll see you all at Best Buy, and we're moving on to
8:30 your local time. I think they allow lines ups wherever the Best Buy policy is going to be.
Is that tomorrow?
That's tomorrow.
Yes.
So people who are listening to this recording on Friday, you already missed it.
Yes.
I know.
So basically, these are the newest cards that have been it's just scarce. They've just been whispers on the wind. The Saverings got lucky and had a friend who stumbled into one, and then when he bought his, he registered it, and they hit him up like a month later. It was like, "Hey, you bought one. Do you want another one?" And he was like, "Okay." So he bought the other one, and he sold me his current one for retail, minus tax. So I got a 3080. Completely stumbled into it. I will say this though, as a PSA, since this is a big giant PSA, if you have anything that's over like a 1080 or a 1080/2070, you don't really need this. Wait for the next round of stuff, because as far as like performance boosts and stuff you go, if you're playing games at 1080p or 1440p, you're not really going to see that big of a jump to guarantee to warrant like what are they going for, like $800? Yeah, it's not really worth $800. Wait till the next one, or pick one of these up when these should get cheaper when the newer ones come out. But if you're running a 1080 Ti or if you're running a 2070 or higher, you don't really need this. So
that's a lie. You should always buy up. Always give them money.
I got my 970, baby. I'm good.
Yeah. And for what you're playing, Adam Brown, totally fine. 970 is still fine, especially at 1080p.
I don't know. It was fucking painful that one night where we watched this machine take 15 minutes to load the first match of Guilty Gear.
That might have been his hard drive, though. Are you running an SSD?
No, it was something weird with his fucking Windows update.
It wasn't the Windows update. It was the internet. I talked to my roommate the day after, and she just had to like close their laptop and go to bed because like nothing was happening. It was only the internet. Remember the very next week, I didn't do anything different. It was
you were trying to join like an online match.
No, we were playing local.
Okay.
We were playing local, but it was trying to get the update when my internet was crawling.
Okay.
So,
you have an SSD in yours though, right? You're running all your games off.
Yeah, it has an SSD in there.
Okay, yeah, you're
SSD,
good.
but I needed a Steam update, so it was like trying to force feed it.
Oh, got a fix for that. Go to your Steam settings, tell it to allow downloads in the background while you're playing, because it might have been those two things might have been fighting.
His internet just like didn't work at all, and so like in order for us to play the game offline for Guilty Gear, it needed that update, and then I was like, "Fuck this, we don't need anything."
Okay.
And then we waited like we went to go get dinner and came back.
Yeah, that sounds like it's outside of his computer then. Yeah.
It was frustrating, but
for sure.
Anyways, borrowed time, break time.
Break time.
Who's doing the break?
We're gonna send that over to Dathan because I'll be right back.
Oh, okay.
Dathan,
Anyways,
wait, are we doing the break or are we gonna talk about my addiction?
Wait, I thought we were doing the break. We're doing the break. The addiction will come later.
Okay.
Anyways, welcome to the Saltier podcast. I'm Dathan. I don't really have a social media, so don't bother trying to find me. I know we have Saltier podcast social media. Usually Loud Brown handles it, but if you can just type in Saltier podcast on various platforms, your Twitter, your Instagram. Do we have a TikTok yet? I know the Zoomers know about that shit.
No.
Maybe that'd be a London project. Anyways, you can find us at Saltier Podcast on pretty much everything. We're streaming on all platforms until someone signs this thing, and then we're going to be stuck on that platform. So if you want to watch us on Twitch, Facebook, or YouTube, we're actively streaming to all three right now under the same moniker of some various degrees. And then we are sponsored by our lovely sponsors of Voodoo Ranger. They supply us with all the IPA beverages that we get every once in a while. Various different IPAs, and then some other little runs from New Belgium, which was, I think, Saverin's got 2 like festival party pack, 24 bottles of Fat Tire, or not Fat Tire. What is it? What was that like festival pack that you got?
It's what's it called?
Abbey?
It's like the really fancy looking one.
Yeah. It had like 4 different flavors in it, and he got 2 boxes of them.
I did.
And all of us got to enjoy the lovely seltzer beverage. I know Louder Brown is somewhat trying to sip on it, but he's not looking at it. So show us the can. Show him what you're working with. All right, Fruit Smash. It's
Watch
a lovely
yourself. Danger.
Yeah, it's a lovely seltzer, but as a non-real IPA drinker, like they're actually really good. So if you aren't really excited about all this harsh IPAs and you just want something that actually is like delicious and you can drink 2 and feel filled and you can get really drunk off them.
Yes,
Voodoo Ranger's the way to go.
Will get you wasted.
Responsibly.
Mm.
My roommate's a piece of shit and he drank all my IPA. So
don't get the hassle.
He's a real piece of work.
Shit. He's a piece of shit. Anyways, for the sponsors, you can bleep that out. Editor, bleep that out. Voodoo Ranger, hashtag live rangerously. Yeah,
it's good stuff. Available at your local grocer, most likely.
Voodoo Ranger, live fucking rangerously.
Yes.
Sponsor, London, edit that out.
So, Loud Brown.
Rangerously. Ooh.
I'm looking at your specs here. You got your i7 2500K, right? You got a 970, a 500 gig hard drive, and a 750 watt hard drive, and you have 16 gigs of RAM, right?
He has 8.
I think I have 8.
Okay. Well, then
8.
Well, then that would be your upgrade. Just get 2 sticks of 8 and you're good. And that's pretty much maxed out.
He just bought the equivalent of a laptop in a desktop form.
Baby.
It's so old.
Yeah, but baby, I gotta get that RGB RAM.
But as far as like, no. But as far just go get the cheapest OEM, fastest RAM you can get that fits in that motherboard.
I'm gonna go to the freaking I'm gonna go to Corsair and see what they got.
I mean, they might not actually support it because their board's too old.
Yeah. But like I said, you can just pop onto Newegg or wherever and grab it. Like, because grab RAM right now because the prices on that is going up. So grab that if you're looking at it.
That or Tiger Direct.
Yeah, any place.
Yeah,
like
you could give your money to shady gray market people. Cool.
Oh my God, Tiger Direct website is so shifty.
They haven't updated that website in like it hasn't changed since like 2008.
No,
that's the Tiger Direct I know. Oh man, this still looks like it's from fucking 2007.
Yep.
Oh goodness gracious!
Yeah.
Oh, goodness.
Moving
Oh, goodness.
on. Look at these beautiful subjects.
I know. So,
Drum roll.
I don't really know if it's worth the drum roll, but we'll take a look.
Are we going to the main topic, or I thought there was one thing that we want to sneak in?
We're gonna go to my addiction first, real quick. I'll
Okay.
try to cover this briefly. This story, London, if you will, London.
London. Jesus.
London's working on it. So,
Oh.
Worst.
Oh,
Final Fantasy 14. This game came out originally. Okay, little background on this. We all are familiar with the Final Fantasy games. Even if you're a casual player, you've heard Final Fantasy being thrown around in some form or another. It's a long-running game series. They're up to 15 was the last one. We have our first look at 16. Well, 11 was an MMO, and its spiritual successor, about a decade later, was Final Fantasy 14. And that game is one of the greatest comeback stories in all of gaming, because when it first launched, it was terrible. It's so bad for the fact that after about 2 years, they shut it down. Square Enix apologized for it. They fired the director and replaced him with the current director, and I forgot his name. His last name is Yoshi something. I forgot. Yoshi something-san. Basically, they made the end of the game and then pulling the plug on the servers. They made it lore. So if you're playing the game, you saw this big giant moon crash into the planet, and that ended the servers. Everybody's character got wiped out and all that kind of stuff. And the game ended with the cinema screen, which was the opening cinema screen for when it relaunched. And it relaunched, it was called A Realm Reborn, which is very clever. So that game starts where the other one ended. So a lot of the places are the same. They just made it all so it didn't suck, and it was actually playable and fun.
Big credit to Yoshida Naoki-san.
Thank you. So that game was successful. I enjoyed it a lot. I played it at launch. Played it a lot. Played it for about 6 months. Really enjoyed my time with it. But life and stuff got in the way. And I was always all this time, and I probably mentioned it on the podcast a couple times since we've been doing it. If I ever won the Powerball or ever had time to kill, I would go back and beat that game, like beat an MMO. I would do all the things. So fast forward to now when
what does that even mean?
I know beat an MMO. I don't know, but I want to find out with this game.
Wait, Dathan, has your roommate not beaten Destiny 2 yet?
I don't know. He fucking yells like he's jerking off in here, and I don't want to.
But I wouldn't really call
out my desk, and now I gotta clean it. A little annoyed.
I wouldn't really
Keyboard's
call
always sticky.
a game like Destiny 2 an MMO, because you wouldn't call Borderlands an MMO. It's just like a cooperative looter shooter. Is kind of what it is.
Yeah.
But basically, this game has been trending a lot, and it's been trending because WoW Classic came out, which took off, and I was playing that as well. But I stopped playing it for one because of the whole Hong Kong thing, and like screw Blizzard for that. And then for two, I started noticing like the updates and patches that were coming out were the same updates and patches from before, which you knew going into it, but actually seeing it was like, oh, this is just going to turn into regular crappy WoW that's broken that I don't play anymore. So I kind of checked out with that too, and that's basically what's been happening. Burning Crusade came out, which was the first expansion for Classic WoW. Everybody loved it, but now they're starting to see it. Oh, it's turning back into WoW. It's like Star Wars. You can release good Star Wars stuff now, but it's all going to end up at The Rise of Skywalker anyway. You know where it's going to go.
You mean the best Star Wars movie ever made?
Yeah, so that's kind of what's happening. Yeah, so that's kind of what's happening with World of Warcraft. So yeah, a lot of people getting like, oh, so that game. A lot of players have been leaving, but at the same time, they've been hearing a lot of good things about Final Fantasy 14. And that game's been trending, and it's been trending, and it's been trending to the point where Asmongold, who is the largest World of Warcraft streamer, he started playing it, and he had 200 and something thousand people on his stream the first day. And I was watching the stream, and it was very entertaining, and I did enjoy that stream a lot.
200,000.
Yeah, he had over 200,000 people on his stream the first day he played it.
Oh yeah, yeah. Okay.
So basically I was like, okay, fine, I'll get back into this. And I saw they have a new expansion pack coming out in the fall, and it's going to be the last one because this game actually does have a through line. It actually does have a storyline that you follow as you would expect with the Final Fantasy game. And the storyline's pretty good in this game. So I was like, okay, I want to get to the point where when that comes out, I can pick up the storyline, the newest storyline, and I can finish this. So I started my trial. Their whole account thing is a whole mess. You can Google that. But basically what I found out was if you buy it on Steam, and you had the original version of it, and you bought your launcher either directly through them, through Amazon, through any other games front that was carrying it, your characters you have on there, in order to play them, you have to play on that original launcher that you got it from, wherever you got it from. If you bought the Steam edition on your account, it opens up a separate little bracket. It's still on there, but it's separate, and you basically have to start from scratch. You can still have your other character, but you just can't log into the Steam version and play as that character. So fortunately, I wasn't.
Launcher.
Yeah, it was totally messy. It's the same launcher though too, but depending on where you got it is what characters you could play. And like you were saying, I was going to bring this up. You mentioned this earlier, when how everybody had their exclusives back in the day, and you wanted to do it this way and this way. This game was originally designed and announced on the PS3, and when it got re-released and came out, that's when you had the PS4. That's when you had the Xbox One. When things were more united, so to say, the architectures are similar across all these things, and the PC. You started seeing more cross-play come in. So this is a perfect example of an intergenerational game between how they used to do things and how they do it now. And the launcher is proof of that. Because if this game had been announced and they started working on it toward the end of the PS3, or it came out after the other consoles, all the launches would be fine, and I wouldn't even be talking about this. So I wanted to bookmark that because you brought that up earlier, Loudon Brown, and you made a good point with it. And this game is a perfect example of right in the middle of it. So basically, I've been playing it for 3 weeks on the trial. I have 2 days left on the trial, which is for a month. And in the trial, you get the first 3 expansions. You get to play through the whole game all the way up to like level 50 without any interruptions, without hampered experience, full experience. Level 56.
Oh, good.
Yeah. This game got so popular that they actually stopped selling the digital copy of it on Square Enix's store because so many new players were flooding the servers that people couldn't create new characters to flood the servers with. We will take a look-see here. I will show you just ever so quickly the labor of love that is my character here. Can you guys see?
You can't see.
I mean, we see the screen share already. You didn't turn it off.
Yeah, you're
Okay.
good. And
Okay.
just to give an
fair.
update, speaking of, before I forget, we were
what's
talking
up?
about that famous streamer.
Uh-huh.
Our favorite famous streamer, Nicole B, has officially made one of her goals, and she is at 8,000 followers on Twitch.
Nice.
Her Instagram is 2,600, and her Twitter is 2,000. She
Very
is
nice.
a star on the rise.
She's actually doing it. We know somebody famous.
Yeah, her next goal is 10,000 on Twitch, and that's inevitable. It's
Okay.
gonna happen.
I took
5
this.
digits.
Nice. Congratulations. Well earned. It looks very pro. She's very pro over there. Like she kind of
She's been a partner for almost 2 full months now, so
Nice.
excited for her.
Well, here you go, Loudon Brown. I took this picture last night, anticipating being on the podcast. Can you guess who this is?
I don't know,
The
but
pale anemic boy.
do I have those arms?
Somebody made a gender swapped Ken on here. This is a monk, and you can customize your character so much on this game. Somebody made their character. They made a gender, so this is a female Ken.
The shoes threw me off, but yes, that's cool.
Yep. So I thought that was kind of cool. But here's my character here. This is baby shoes, level 56 now, paladin.
Yeah, what race is that in?
This would be a Lalafell. If you play
Final, a part of the shoe class.
If you played Final Fantasy 11, they were called Tarataros. But yeah, this is my paladin here, stalwart paladin. Here I am on my chocobo drumstick.
That's a great name for a chocobo.
Yes.
Okay, slow clap, maniacs.
And I will say that
you, Stoddy.
Yeah, and I will say that they got me because these items that I'm wearing, my chocobo and myself, these are stuff that you could purchase in the store. They got me. This is $30 worth of cosmetics right here, ladies and gentlemen. They totally got me.
Bitch.
I couldn't help it. It's so cool. I wanted the halo, and I wanted the matching halo for my chocobo, so they got me.
The world needs people like you.
Yeah.
Oh, that looks pretty tight.
Yeah. So here she is. I've since upgraded this sword and stuff, but yeah, here she is, being pretty awesome. And there's another cool shot, and another cool shot. And
Wow, you really put this photo album together for this one.
Yes, I did.
Yeah.
So here she is. This is like right toward the end of the main story. No spoilers here, but here she is. I picked this one because I didn't have a shot of her with her newer gear on. She's got like new gloves and full set underneath the other set. And
did you get Gilgamesh gloves?
They are in the game, and Gilgamesh is in the game, but I haven't got that yet. So, that was really about it. As far as I just wanted to show off my my awesome character here. So
very, very cute. It was like watching someone present a vacation slideshow you didn't want to be a part of.
yes.
And hold on, I
right
got to
in
put
there.
on the shades for this because we're about to get
Nod,
that. We're about to get
"Oh,
that
good."
smoke because we're going into the hot topic of the evening. And this, remember, we haven't had a podcast in like 3 weeks. This is hot news.
This is real hot. This just
Yeah.
happened last week.
Last week.
Yes, we'll get this pulled up. Hang on, I got a lot of tabs.
Do you want me to do the preamble for this?
Yes,
While
yes.
you do the thing?
Yes.
Well, Steam has done something, I wouldn't say controversial, but it's got a lot of notice behind it. We are now going to get a handheld PC tablet that will play Steam games.
And as a note, these do exist. There are a couple of like really cool options like before this that came out.
Don't confuse the Americans with Chinese products. They wouldn't even know what to do with it.
I mean, this is true, but this is a thing that has been popping up a little bit more and more over like the last like year and a half.
Oh yeah, what's that Razer? What's that Razer one?
Yeah, there was a Razer one. That one got shown, but that one's more of a prototype and stuff. But I know which one you're talking about. They showed that at CES either last year or the year before, which looked really cool. We talked about it on the podcast, I do believe.
Yeah, but
this is
since that like opening, like there is a new market developing, which is the handheld PC market.
Yes.
Which sounds a bit weird because you don't really play off a graphics card. They're using CPUs that have an all right graphics processor in there.
Yes.
And they're putting all the load on that shit. And basically you can have a nice little 7-inch display with whatever controller like side handles that like make sense to you based on like what are you gonna buy into. They're not made by traditional PC companies like a Dell or a Razer or any of that nonsense. You're gonna get weird Chinese names that will basically run Windows 10.
Actually, Dell has tried this before previously. This was a while ago. This is a kind of like Steam machines. So it was a little bit ahead of its time. Dell did try something like this before, but it didn't really get out of like prototype or you know, like when they release something but it's not really meant for people to buy. Like they know a couple people will buy it and it'll help them recoup some of their costs, but Dell did release something like this, I want to say in like 2011 2012. It wasn't very good, but there's been proofs of concepts and stuff before.
This is exciting because we've known that the Switch is so successful.
Yes. And it's funny you would say that because this was last Thursday. This was the day Nintendo was going to announce their pre-orders for the new Switch OLED. And that same day, Steam just drops this out of nowhere. Not necessarily out of nowhere. Because there was some rumors that they were working on something like this.
Oh, yeah, I know. I may or may not know someone that works at Valve.
Yeah.
And they just told me, hey, wait for next week. I'm like, what's next week, buddy? He's like, I can't say anything, but it's gonna be pretty fucking hot, man. And he just split.
Yes. So they announced this, they showed this, and the next day what they're doing is reservations. You put $5 down on your Steam account. There were some cool little things they did, like in order to reserve it, you had to have bought a game on Steam before June. So that just meant there couldn't be people
to say that was a new account.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was going to take years.
That's the hotness. That's how you get smart. And they're doing that with more than just that. They're doing that with concerts and stand-up comedy to get rid of scalpers and resellers. That's a smart move.
Yes. So we ended up reserving. Here in my household, we reserved 4 of them.
Oh, wow.
4 of them.
Everyone's
so
getting one.
My fiance, my sons, 2 of my sons.
I didn't hear what's the total cost going to be.
It comes in 3 different SKUs. It starts at $399.99, which is just $50 more than the Switch OLED. There's a what's the next one, Shady? Is it $450?
$450, and then the other one was like $650 or some shit.
Yeah, $629.
Let me see. I'll get the prices. Go ahead and ramble.
Yeah, $629. So basically, what this has in it is the little brother of what you'll find in the Xbox One X, the PlayStation 4, the PlayStation 5, the Xbox the series ones. These are AMD APUs. APUs are CPUs and GPUs together on the same die. So yeah, like you'd find in the current consoles and in the previous generation consoles. The power in this is about on par with a launch PS4.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's got a 720p screen, although technically it's 1200 by 800. But the games you'll be playing on it is 720p. So PS4 power on a 720p screen is plenty.
It's plenty of headroom.
Wait.
Yeah.
Is the cost difference only hard drive space?
Yes,
that's what
hard drive space and speed.
according to Tech Radar, the way they're categorizing it is $399 for 64 gigs, $529 for 256, and $649 for 512. Are you saying that this is not modular? Like
It is. No, it is. They don't tell you that.
The only thing you can swap out is the micro SD card for extra storage. Everything else in it is locked in place, which is good. Yeah, which is good.
That's basically what cell phones do.
Yeah,
that is true.
Yeah.
So, I mean, like you look at your Switch that only has one stock, and that was it. So, like, at least this one gives you options. They don't tell you, unless if you're paying attention to what article you're reading. The 2 out of the 3 hard drive choices are going to be NVMe or M2, and then the 64 gig
NVMe.
is like, the 64 gig is eMMC,
which is basically like an SD card like soldered onto the board. It's basically the built-in RAM. It's basically the built-in RAM that's in your Switch already. So if you run any games or run your operating system on your Switch, it's that speed.
64 gigs is laughable at this point.
I will say this though, I do test hardware for a living. I have a system over here that basically has the exact same chipset that's in this thing, and I test gaming performance. And a couple of the games that I play run over 800p. One of them I runs at 1024 or 1280 by 1024, and it runs that game at a lock 60.
Wow.
So there's plenty of headroom, like Shady was saying, for games, especially if they're playing it at 720p. One of the games they showed being played was Control, and Control is a notoriously demanding game. So much so that the Switch version of it only plays off of streaming. It doesn't actually play it off the Switch hardware.
Wow. Wait, what is the last PC game we talked about that is like power hungry? It wasn't
probably Cyberpunk.
Cyberpunk.
Yeah, Cyberpunk or Borderlands 3 is also very demanding.
I wonder if what Cyberpunk looks like on this.
We will definitely find out. You better be sure the first day somebody has this in their hands, they're putting one of those games on there.
Yeah.
And also here's the go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead. I mean, right now I've had people tell me like, why is it going to be at a 12? We'll just say 720 for the sake of the argument. Why is this going to be at a 720? Why can't we get like a 1080 or something bigger? I'm like, well, the argument you're going to say is that 2K resolution on a 7-inch screen doesn't make any sense. And if you need that, like laptops don't even like if you get a 4K laptop screen at 15 inches. You don't really see any difference in anything.
Yeah, I have a $1,200 really nice gaming laptop that's got an RTX 3060 in it. It's got a 1080p screen on it because you're sitting literally a foot from it. It looks fine. Games are great.
You're not going to notice anything. But like if you want to flex, like you're going to see those extra pixels in a 7-inch screen, you could go to the Chinese market. I've seen handheld PC devices that boast a 2K or a 440p display.
And guess what? They get like 2 hours of battery life, like tops, doing anything, because the more pixels you push, the more power that takes, the more it's going to drain your battery.
So just be aware, or the console size itself gets bigger.
Yeah.
And then it becomes comical.
If a Nintendo Switch screen looks fine to you when you're playing it in handheld mode, that's what this is. They're both 720p.
Yeah. I think it's probably the right move to just keep it under 1080p if the battery life makes sense and the screen size makes sense.
Yeah, they're saying about 2 hours if you're playing something super demanding and you're running it like 60 FPS. This is also a 60 FPS screen. If you're playing like an average game or a lighter game, you're looking at about 4 to 5 hours. If you're running that average game at 30 FPS, you can get about 6 to 8 hours of gameplay on this.
Yeah. So, I mean, take your battery for what it is and like your gaming experience of what you want. Like, I've been over the past 2 to 3 years, have been a supporter of kind of what Steam's been doing with Steam Link, which is a product you can no longer get through them because that product failed miserably.
Because it wasn't advertised well, and people didn't even know what it was,
But it's dope.
Yeah, everybody who has one and actually uses it loves it.
Yeah, I loved it, and I still love it. Like, for me to network remote into my PC anywhere in my house, as long as the internet's good and I can just play a PC game in front of a monitor, either keyboard, mouse, controller. I've even used my hitbox through it. It's kind of weird, but it's doable. People don't really understand. You could privatize your own cloud gaming experience if you have the hardware to do it.
Yeah, I remember you were talking about that here on the show.
Yeah. When I see this, like, they have that feature already built into the Steam Deck, and not a lot of people really understand what to do with that.
This could be a Steam Link as well.
a Steam Link was literally just a computer with no screen on it, and then just
Mhm.
pull the video feed from the internet or in your home network.
Yeah.
The Steam Link just gives you a screen now and a controller attached to it, and you do have the ability to plug in a keyboard and mouse through a USB Type C hub.
What?
Yeah. And technically, this is a Steam Link too, because you could have this running into a monitor or a TV and have your keyboard and mouse, you know, in your lap on the sofa or whatever, your controller, and then you can stream from your gaming PC to this and still play this
So,
on your TV.
To explain this to my peers,
Mhm.
hey, maniacs, this is a Mac Mini. It's a Mac Mini, baby, but it has a screen.
Yeah, also, Latin Brown, it's good that you would say that because this is also just a PC. It comes with Steam OS on it, but if you wanted to flash it and put Mac OS on it, you totally could. If you wanted to flash it and put Windows on it, you totally could. Yeah,
I know the Windows part. Did they say they could just flash a Mac on it?
Yeah, I mean, if you can put a Mac on like a Windows PC, because that's all this is. This is just the AMD Zen 2 4-core 8-thread Radeon. So if you can get it to work on like a desktop that has similar hardware, which my son's laptop does. I mean, my son's desktop has like basically the big brother of what's in here. I have a Windows Surface device over here with basically the big brother of what's in here. So if you could figure out how to put Mac OS on either one of those, you could put it on here too. Somebody will figure it out. But yeah, basically we were circling these two touchpads here because these will emulate your mouse control. So this is the Steam controller finding new life right here, getting slapped on there. So these are your mouse controls here.
The biggest thing that's going to be dictating a lot is will Steam's
here's the price.
track record haunt them for this launch of a device? Will it become vaporware?
Because like
will
we said, we were
will
talking
it
about
succeed?
What were their other physical releases?
We got that right here.
Right here in a nice meme chart. As you can see, we have the Steam controller and the Steam Link, which was their first foray into hardware development at that time and point. The Steam controller.
Can you guys see me?
Yeah.
Oh, you got a Steam Link controller.
Oh!
Yeah. Yep, I do.
Oh, that's cute.
It actually is pretty cool. I just haven't gotten used to it, but it feels like when you're playing it, if you did take the time to master it, you would do really well with it.
Yeah. I didn't understand the concept. I always liked the idea. I didn't think it was going to take off. The Steam Link had a lot of misconceptions about it, which I think ultimately killed it.
Yes.
And then to kind of make up for it, the hype was the Steam Box, which was Steam's version of making their own consoles.
And here's the thing.
PC.
And here's the thing. The Steam Box was like 3 years too early. If it had come out after 2016, when these same APUs that are in the Steam Deck became a thing, when AMD started releasing these things, when like Xbox Series and Xbox and PlayStation 5 and all that kind of stuff, because there are PCs that do have the chipset, the exact same chipset from an Xbox One X in it that they sell already on a motherboard, and it's got graphics built. Well, I think the graphics are disabled, but there's also there's a PCs that they sell over in China that have PS5, like the same chipset from a PS5, just with the graphics disabled on it. So if these had come out after AMD had already standardized their APUs, I think the Steam Box could have done all right, because they could have done like the Steam Deck and just had 3 different SKUs, and that's it, and it would have just ran. So they might try again with the Steam Box, or the Steam Deck could be their new Steam Box.
I think it's the Steam Box was a hopeful attempt to standardize PC gaming and keep their ecosystem, but attract the console market.
Yeah.
What this is going to be is a very interesting ploy to the console market.
Yes. Yeah, that's what this is to me. This is Steam Box 2.0. Yeah.
It is.
Steam Link 2.0, really.
It's both. Yeah, and the controller.
My friends, this will be our closing statements. Are the PlayStation might be okay, but is the Xbox dead after this release? Like, is
no. Because you can install anything on here. Because you can install anything on here, that includes Game Pass. So people are going to be playing I'm going to be playing my Game Pass on here.
But what I'm saying is not Xbox, not Microsoft as a whole. Is the Xbox dead?
No. If anything, this accentuates the Xbox. Now Microsoft doesn't have to make a handheld. They can make their stuff optimized to run on this.
So is PlayStation dead?
No.
But PlayStation.
But I will say,
PlayStation now.
I hope this kicks Sony into gear, because Sony does have a pretty decent track record as far as hardware goes with their handhelds. Sony, if you're watching this, and I know you're not, please make us a handheld that's similar to this, that runs games at 800p, but has all the little bells and whistles and stuff. And then it comes with a really cool dock where you buy the dock separately, and when you plug the handheld into the dock, it's a PS5.
That'd be smart. Also, make sure it has a camera so you can take selfies.
I'm sure they will.
I mean, you might as well, right? So I guess the biggest topic is Steam actually going to deliver this, or are we going to get another Steam box delivery, which never happened?
I know.
Or is this actually going to be good?
But here's the thing, though.
London, let's minimize.
Oh yeah. So here's the thing about this. This is one piece of hardware. It's basically one SKU just with different storage. They're not outsourcing it to 50 million different people to try to make sense of it with technology that's not quite there yet, like they did with the Steam box. Like I said, if they released the Steam box in 2016 past, it would have gone much smoother because there would have only been like 1 or 2 SKUs, 3 SKUs at the most. Here's your low performance, your medium, and your high performance ones. They would all have been APUs, and they would have been a known factor. Like if you bought it from Dell, you would have been like, okay, that has this in it. I know it'll work because I've run this.
Oh my God, I just realized I was going to call as my closing statement. I'm Loudon Brown at Instagram and Twitter, Gross Stuff on PlayStation and Steam. My closing statement is now the big 3, CEO, Evo, and Combo Breaker. This is going to be in every gamer's backpack. When they do hotel room sessions, you're just going to see this pull out and everybody plugs in and gets those like mini games, those mini workouts. That's the new.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
And keep in mind, you can play these games on Steam against each other, or it's an open machine. You can put emulators on it.
Changer.
So you can play whatever fighting game and link them together if the emulators support that.
Well, because what people have been doing is, people have been coming to cons, like when I last went to Evo, people had a PlayStation 4 in their backpack and like a 19-inch no lag screen. And they would just have to because they wanted to go to hotel parties and game. Now, and I admit it's going to be a smaller screen, but it's
you
just
can still carry around a screen. That just means you don't carry around a PS4 anymore.
I know.
It's optional.
And this plugs into a screen, so at the very least, you might have to still carry a screen, but this can fit in your pocket.
That's
the whole
true.
Rest of it. Yeah.
You would get your cute little carrying case like this Nintendo Switch, but you put all your shit in there.
Exactly.
And I've already seen Guilty Gear play off this. That was one of the games they tested in some reviews, is playing Guilty Gear straight off the hardware itself. I know. Time.
Yeah.
No, we're fine. That was my closing statement. Kicking it over to Dathan. What would you think the biggest impact of this is going to be?
It's gonna open up the idea of now these PC games. It's gonna give the PC market a decent share into the console market. It's not going to be competitive against Xbox, like the Xbox Series. I don't even know what to call the Xbox. It's just called Xbox now. Xbox 2021 and PS5. It puts them in an okay category. It puts it in direct competition with the Nintendo Switch, which spec-wise, it's probably a little bit better. But the fact is, I don't have to.
It's much better than a Switch spec-wise.
Yeah, I don't have to buy into a separate ecosystem. I could just buy all my games on a PC game, and then I can have something on the go to play the indie titles. And then if I want to finesse a little bit more, I could, down crank all my AAA titles, put it on a dock, and hook a controller up to it, keyboard, mouse.
And
like, there's a lot of.
The timing is crazy because, the airports are opening up and travel is back. Even Canada said they're going to start allowing Americans in August. So
and
the
also,
timing is nuts.
And also, if you're looking at the price of this thing, the entry level all the way up to the most expensive one is $630. If you compare that to a budget gaming PC, you can't even really get a budget gaming PC. I think the ones that I have that I ended up getting for my son, it's an HP with the integrated big brother of what's in this. That was $550. So it's pretty competitive. For less than $100, you get a portable version of that. As far as if you're looking to get into budget PC gaming, this is also a great step.
Oh, that's
for people trying to look into the Asian markets right now, you're going to be starting at $649, probably a little higher for their base models before you even get into here, or before you get Series up to there.
Yep.
Old Sage Saverings, do you think the budget PC market is going to be the biggest impact? Because that sounds amazing.
Yes, to me, that's going to be the biggest impact in this. As far as
you could actually get rid of your PC at that point.
Yeah,
because it's probably going to be the same.
Well,
this is exactly what's in a $550, $600 Dell. Is exactly
what's in this. I am very, punk rock mentality, and the fact that this isn't modular kind of bothers me a little bit. But I hear you.
I'm curious to see if it could run an eGPU. That'd be tight.
It should be able to. It's got enough
Well,
bandwidth in
I
the
only
USB-C.
know that it runs the USB Type C. I don't know of any USB Type C enclosures. You need a Thunderbolt for that. And since this is an AMD chip and Thunderbolt's exclusively Intel, that's the only thing that like locks that down.
Somebody will figure it out, I'm sure.
Someone will have to figure it out.
Yeah, because if you could run an extra, can you imagine running? You run out and you buy a 3080, like we told you to.
Drop it into a deck and then just run the wire, and then you're fine.
And then you run a 3080 onto your 7-inch 720p screen.
Well, you have to play it off like the way those work. You play the TV monitor out from the card, and that's where all the processing is going to get forced into. Then you can play everything at like high end. So it doesn't.
Somebody's
really
going to do it. Somebody, please, if you're watching, please do that. I want to see that.
You're right, because remember when the 3090 came out, someone ran it through a 15-inch CRT and said, beautiful.
Yeah, I seen people with PS5s hooked up to like CRTs and stuff. Yeah.
Well, Maniacs, let us know what you think. Let us know if you got your hands on one. And more than anything, make sure you're drinking Voodoo Ranger IPA. # live rangerously. We want to thank Soundcasting Network for having us. We want to thank Old Sage Savorings for fighting through the pain and coming in clutch on this episode.
I apologize for coughing in anyone's ear. That was unintentional.
We want to thank
that RTX voice.
I do, but it messes things up. I haven't tweaked it enough.
Okay. And we want to thank Mr. Dathan for coming in, even though he has to deal with the worst roommate apparently on planet Earth.
He was yelling at me earlier. You can follow him on Cyboman. I don't get what he tries to do there. He's annoying. He yells. He runs around shirtless. He screams.
He likes spaghetti.
Hold on, Shady. I have to ask: do you actually have a roommate, or is this like Fight Club?
No, that's my roommate. He's he lives downstairs.
Okay. Is this Tyler Durden? You got a Tyler Durden over there?
I don't know what he does. He just shows up in my room, and this is my office. I have to work here. I have to work.
I think Shady's having a break, Loud and Brown. I think his roommate is like a Tyler Durden, like not even there type.
And
anyways, you can find him on Cyboman. Here, I'll put his tag up on the screen so people can actually get it. He wrote it down and screamed at me. So please go ahead and follow him on all of these platforms right here. It's spelled weird. I don't understand. He said it was Aesthetic 98. And I'm like, that's not even what Vaporwave is. So,
well, thank you for that.
98.
And make sure to stay tuned to our affiliate bonus round. They're going to be throwing tournaments all summer long. I believe the next one's going to be some Guilty Gear. Is that it? I think we did it. This has been a production of the Soundcasting Network. Thank you kindly.
P.S. If you're going to play Final Fantasy, hit me up. Baby Shoes on Midsummer whatever server. Hit me up.
He plays the shoe class.
I did.
Baby
I got a shoe.
You're the fucking worst.
And end.